Pete, you have your mic on.
I know. We're launching.
Uh-oh. What'd we fuck up now?
Well, I didn't launch the stream.
Yeah, boy.
You just did that.
Yeah, it happens.
Fucking
What are you
hell.
going to do? I'm in a good mood. I finally got my hair cut. So
You look great, by the way.
Thank you. Do I look less like a old, fat lesbian?
Yeah.
I do.
You do.
Okay.
Definitely less.
Good. Yeah, it's really hard because I have an image in my head. This is why it's so depressing. I have an image in my head of what I look like.
Yeah, handsome as shit.
Handsome, thin,
Yeah.
And then any reflection I catch anywhere in the world reminds me, oh no, you're a fucking
Oh,
disgusting
that was
piece
20
of
years
shit.
ago. Oh,
Yeah, but I feel like I look, how I look to me on the inside,
It's amazing what a haircut can do.
it's great.
It really changes a lot.
Yeah.
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 I noticed that too. When I start getting shaggy, I look just old and tattered. Like a
Yeah.
nice clean haircut. Like, handsome
All
son of a
right.
bitch. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm not handsome by
Oh,
any stretch,
you are a
but
handsome lad.
I was walking by any mirror in the house. I wanted to break because it was like, oh, who's that old lesbian woman? Jesus. And so I finally, was able to get in. We share a barberess. What do you call them? Haircut
Sure.
chick.
We'll go, yeah.
Smoking hot.
My hair girl.
She's-
That's all I call her.
yeah,
I call her
hair girl.
my hair chick.
She's great, and she. Where does she live? Where does her family?
She's from Dominican Republic.
So she goes down to the Dominican. She's, like I said, smoking hot. She's great. She's fun as shit.
Got a place in Puerto Plata. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, fam that she owns. She goes down there, and then she's leaving to come home. I've got a scheduled appointment 3 weeks ago when I first started looking like an old tattered lesbian. And I get a text from her, and she's like, she got stopped at the airport, COVID test, and failed.
Oops.
She's like, shit. So she goes back to the house, chills for a week, books a new flight.
It's a great excuse.
Yeah.
Just don't want to fucking come back.
Never felt a thing.
Yeah.
Never felt a thing. Went back a week later, bags packed, blah, blah, blah. They're like, you're still positive for COVID.
Oh, man.
Go home and get away from all of us. So she had to go back for another week. And so she just got back, stuck over there. Oh, hell on earth.
Stuck.
You
I
know?
call bullshit.
Yeah. So,
That's how you turn a 1 week vacation into a 3 week vacation.
yeah, exactly.
Smart.
It is smart. So,
Especially if you got a place. One thing if you're paying for a hotel or something, you got to incur the cost. For
Yeah,
another
yeah.
2 weeks. But once your own place,
yep.
not a bad
Yeah,
deal.
Not so bad. 5 minutes from the beach.
Not a bad deal.
Walk there.
Yeah. We have an open invitation. We can go anytime we want.
I know.
Stay down
She
there.
says that every time I'm there. I'm like, so what's the place like?
She was mad when we went to Punta.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah, it's like the other side of the island. She's like, why do you go to my island? You want to stay at my place? I'm like, it's your place isn't all inclusive. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to buy shit when I'm at your place.
Yeah.
We should take her up on that one day.
Well, maybe.
Maybe do
yeah.
a remote broadcast from wherever it is.
Oh, that'd be a nice trip.
Yeah, be fun.
I wouldn't mind it.
Speaking of nice trips, the America's People Convoy is on the road.
Choo choo.
Yep. As many as 1,000 truckers.
Yeah, I've been hearing some numbers.
Yeah, expected to gather in California today, and I think they're off and running now.
Okay.
So it's like an 11-day trip. What are they doing?
I don't know. Yeah, well, you got to drive all the way to California, then turn around and come all the way back. Like, something seems fucking weird on
It
that.
sounds like there's a few of them coming from
I could see
different
like starting
parts.
California and then just start like picking up all the dudes as you go, as you're working your way across.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Arizona. Come on, Nevada. Here
Yeah.
we go. Go through the plains.
So they're making their way to D.C. So I would think you could walk to D.C. from California in 11 days. Maybe not, but Anyway, they're doing it. They say the
That is a long time. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's a 2.5-day trip, 3-day
Yeah.
trip from if you drive there. But whatever. They say that their argument is the government has lost its place. I couldn't agree more with them. They've called on the federal government to end the national emergency enacted at the start of the pandemic, arguing the threat posed by the virus is now receded. President Bola Soup extended the emergency, which was set to expire next week, arguing the pandemic continues to cause significant risk to the public health and safety of the nation.
significant.
Significant. Yeah. Okay. So, by the way, I just saw a story before I came down here that experts found a tiny piece of DNA in the COVID virus, pointing more towards a lab leak again,
Okay.
that is a piece of DNA or a pattern of some sort that was patented by Moderna 3 years before the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
interesting.
they're like, huh, why would that be in there? This sequencing pattern that Moderna patented 3 years before the pandemic.
Huh.
So, for what it's worth.
I think they'd had this vaccine all ready to rock then.
Yeah, right? They had quite a head start
Yeah.
on it.
Great
Soup,
business plan.
yeah, it is. I mean, if you want to turn a
Yeah.
$33
Create the
billion
problem
profit,
and the solution all to get in one.
perfect. Soup elected to extend the national emergency despite calls from 70 House Republicans and the Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra urging to end the declaration. The leader cited access to vaccines, which everybody has in this country, treatments, and mental health impacts as reasons to let the order expire, as well as the fact that other nations have started transitioning out of pandemic restrictions. The fact is, we have a government that tries to push us around, trucker Mike Landis said. At this moment, we are living without our Constitution. He argued the protest is not about truckers, but instead it's for the people, hence the name the People's Convoy.
Yeah.
This convoy is about freedom and unity. The truckers are riding unified across party and state lines and with people of all colors and creeds: Christians, Muslims, Jews, Sikhs, Mormons, agnostics, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, Native Americans, Republicans, and Democrats.
All right. Ran the gamut there.
Yeah. So they were setting off from Adelanto Stadium at midday Pacific Standard Time today. And will then head to Arizona, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Indianapolis, Ohio, Maryland before arriving in the D.C. Beltway on March 5th.
Okay. Yeah, that is a long way. Well, I mean, they stop in like,
Hanging out for a couple days in each
right.
town,
Do a little
taking
bit.
photos.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably doing interviews. Organizers claim they do not intend to disrupt roads or bridges like the Canadian protest did. Representative Ralph Norman of South Carolina said he supports the convoy. Americans have every right to be angry at this government, and I believe these individuals speak for more than just themselves. I support their right to lawfully protest without disrupting commerce, essential services, or the lives of others. Capitol Hill staffers were sent a mental warning. The impacts of this convoy may coincide with the State of the Union address to Congress and extend through mid-March. They're talking about traffic backups and all, like, oh, be careful. This could be a great excuse to blow out your State of the Union address, sir. The State of the Union is dog shit. What exactly are you going to say to the nation about what you've done, President Bowl of Soup?
yeah, lays down perfect cover.
Yeah.
Oh, we
couldn't do
this.
it.
Yeah.
These Nazis are blocking the roads. We
terrorists.
can't even get in. Yeah, these alt-right terrorists.
How long until he calls them terrorists?
Not long. I mean, the word is he gave the playbook, or someone other. He might have been taking a nap, and someone else on his team gave the playbook to Blackface.
yeah.
You know, so that he had the cover he needed from the Bowl of Soup administration to the Blackface administration up north. So Bowl of Soup, yeah. And I want to see cards on the table. That's what I want to see, because we have been so it's been so ingrained in us that, you know, peacefully protesting, First Amendment, like, that's your right as an American, and it's healthy for the nation.
Yeah.
And we've seen it all the time. We've seen it through, you know, civil rights marches and, you know, pussy hat women's march.
Yeah.
You know, I heard some people complaining, hey, what's the point of this stupid trucker convoy? I mean, what are you even protesting? They're lifting so many of these mandates already. Well, what was the point of the women's march the day after Trump was elected? There was none. You got to wear your cute little pink hats and storm around and scream at the sky.
Yeah.
There were no demands. It was just a million bitches got together and cried really loud for a day.
Like a
and
Million Man March.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a show of strength or solidarity.
Okay.
It wasn't actually
Okey-dokey.
any sort of real protest with demands.
Yeah. So to me, you know, let them do their thing. This
Yeah.
is their turn. They're
Just
absolutely allowed.
Next
But
in line.
they're calling in the National Guard already. They're saying that they're going to let the National Guard come in, and all these police agencies. I don't know what you do. What do you arrest them for? Parking
we'll
somewhere?
See. Yeah, we'll see. That's what they ended up getting them with over in Canada.
Yeah.
Basically, parking tickets.
They're putting up the fencing again.
Oh, that actually
'cause-
ever came down?
Yeah, it finally did, I guess. And so they're putting that back up because they fear this is going to be like January 6th.
Oh, okay.
Really? You think these truckers are going to go storm the Capitol? You fucking kidding me? You're just trying to incite people at that point.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, separate trucker convoys have been planned in the U.S. through online forums with names like American Truckers Freedom Fund, all with different starting points, departure dates, and routes. They want an immediate end to the 2-year-old state of emergency, which will now be extended beyond March 1st due to what Soup said was an ongoing risk to public health posed by the coronavirus. They also seek to end vaccine and mask requirements. 19 states currently have vaccine mandates in effect. We're not going anywhere. They say it's time to reopen the country, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I mean, the Canadian truckers one, that started because of their quarantine mandates.
Right.
That's what that was about.
Yeah.
I mean, break it down to the origin of that whole protest was because they were still being forced to quarantine for 14 days or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Every time they just crossed the border, not without a test or any of that. They just, if you crossed the border, you had to quarantine for 10 days or 14 days or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, fucking kidding me? Come on.
Yeah.
And it's evolved from there.
Yeah.
But that's what the original protest was, at least in my understanding. That's how it started and then became, against the mandates themselves, but that was the mandate, was that they had to quarantine and it wasn't fair for them when all these other things are being lifted. They put that back in place for these truckers in mid-January. That's what started that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so what this has spiraled into has grown from there, but
What this is, make no mistake about what this is absolute frustration from an American people and Canadian citizens who feel like their voice isn't being heard. They're feeling what we're all feeling when we talk about it. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel right. Whatever's going on, it don't feel right. I mean, something feels wrong.
yeah.
Like that overwhelming sense that the country is feeling has people, and there is strength in numbers.
Definitely.
That's the reality, is there's strength in numbers. And so it doesn't take but a spark when you've got people on edge already. They feel like so much of this is ridiculous. They feel like so much they're being lied to. They don't trust the media organizations. They don't trust the government bodies. And so they've had enough.
Yeah.
And that's what I support, because we all have that feeling.
I mean, COVID doesn't even affect my day-to-day life anymore.
No.
I don't feel like it does anyway.
No.
No.
I don't even think twice about it.
No, not at
I'll
all.
walk up and hug a stranger. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me in the least.
Nope.
And it hasn't since I got home. I mean, the
Aside
thought of
from
like
a couple bullshit scenarios where you have to wear a mask, doctors and,
The vet.
but other than that,
office.
it doesn't do.
you stop going to the post office.
I stopped going to the doctor. Fuck them too.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, just it doesn't. I'm not up in arms about it right now because I feel like it is sort of going away.
Yeah.
If we were going to do this, should have done this a year ago.
Yeah.
When we were still on lockdown and
Yeah, but they're still pissed about supply chain stuff. They're pissed about gas prices.
Oh, yeah.
They're pissed about inflation. I mean, because you've got
it's not a COVID thing. That's not what we're protesting here.
Oh, I think it is. I think they're protesting all of this.
Well,
I think that's
You're using that as the shield because COVID's not necessarily your inflation and your gas prices and all that kind of stuff. That's
this administration.
The
It's a march on this administration.
exactly right. There you go.
Yeah. And they even say that in some of the things, like these truckers, and lots of people are posting, I've spent $1,000 on gas.
So let's go Brandon Convoy.
In a lot of respects. But they're trying to say that there's a lot of mixed people in here. Because there's a lot of Democrats who are seeing through this bullshit too now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It'll just be really interesting to see what we've seen over the last few years. And you can go back to Michael Brown riots in Ferguson, Missouri, and how that was met. And so many of the riots all last summer. People say last summer. I say it was all last year.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a lot more. There was so much bullshit when Trump was in office. So many things being lied to people, and so much uproar and destruction that nobody did anything about. I mean, you can point to a handful of arrests, fine, but we all saw through what that was. There was nonsense running around in major cities all over the country, and jack shit was done about it. People were terrified.
They didn't make any efforts to go find these people. If you
Yeah.
did something right in front of the cops, then okay,
mean,
they'll get you. But they weren't going out of their way to do it. There weren't FBI billboards up with people's faces up.
No.
Looking to find out and identify every single person that was involved in those.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Not by any stretch.
And if you think back, there were marches that were broadcast on TV. It'd be like in Seattle, and you'd have a group of Black Lives Matter, you know, when they talk about honking the horn, right? And it was like, well, we can't have this disruption to the citizens. The Canadian citizens deserve to have a quiet neighborhood. You can't honk a horn. But in Seattle, these people would be at in front of someone's house, banging drums and waving rattles and screaming in bullhorns, saying, "You're on stolen land. Get out of that house right now." Like, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
You don't know if those people are going to break in and throw you out of your own house.
Yeah, wait for a Molotov cocktail to come flying through the window.
When I was in California, we got on a couple occasions, like one of my sister's good friends, her husband's a cop, and they would text us and say, "Hey, word on the street that we're hearing at the police department is they're coming to neighborhoods in Sunnyvale. So just be on alert if you're around there. If you know, they might be marching through, they might stop in front of your house. God knows what they can do." Like, and it was really fucking scary for a lot of people going, okay, God knows what these people are going to do, and you can't call the cops. They're not going to do shit.
No.
So this trucker thing, you know, how they're going to try to paint this and spin this to make it the most evil, rotten, horrific thing that's ever existed will be interesting to see, and how hard the hammer comes down on these people.
Well, I hope they learn from the Canadian ones too, as far as how to conduct yourself. Not that it made a difference up there, but they can all hold their head high, and know that they weren't the cause. They didn't fuck this shit up.
Nope.
And be a little smarter about what the laws and what you can do and what you can't do to be in and out of violation of things, so that you don't just get towed and seized and things. That, you know, blocking the bridges, things like that.
Well,
know what you're doing. Do it smart. Have a plan.
Yeah.
And do it the right way.
And if they do it the right way and they abide by all the laws, they could still run into you know, it would be interesting if they did that. They could still be very disruptive and slow a lot of shit to a grinding halt.
Yep.
And at that point, I really want to see how this administration handles that. We talking jailed for a year, $100,000 fine, freeze your bank accounts, confiscate your pets, and if you can't claim them within 8 days, they euthanize them.
Yeah, crazy.
How did more citizens of Canada and America, for that matter, because it's a dual story, how did more people not freak the fuck out with that pets one?
Yeah.
You can do a lot of things. Don't mess with parents' children.
Yeah.
And don't mess with dogs and cats, man.
You're right.
You don't mess with the roops. You just don't. People, they will go batshit. And if you started doing that, who knows? All it'll take is one story. When I was talking to Beth about this and Fauci, and she's like, I'm done. It was the Beagle story.
Yeah.
You put that little mask with the flies and let them eat the fucking Beagle puppy's face alive.
Yep.
Fauci's a monster.
Everybody has their line.
Yeah.
It just depends on what it takes to cross it.
Yeah. Your kids and pets.
Yeah. Those
Don't
are
do
two
it.
huge ones.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Just about everybody's got that line.
God, we haven't even mentioned Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah.
I'm trying, T. I'm trying to care.
I know. Well,
I'm trying to care.
there's something weird about it.
Yeah.
I don't believe. I mean, Putin's not stupid by any stretch.
Yeah.
So
No.
I mean, by what he's been doing over the last couple of weeks and broadcasting this, that like I'm going to do it. And I mean, I don't know if that's just to fuck with Soup. And like, okay, what are you gonna do? You know, like sticking to they go over and stick their toe over the line, like, haha, no, I'm in Ukraine. No, I'm not.
No, no.
Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. But I mean, if he was gonna do it, I would imagine he'd just do it. It's not like Ukraine could put up any kind of a fight.
48 hours. Within 48 hours, there's going to be a heavy launch.
I believe, but I just.
But where he's at right now on the western end of Ukraine is almost Russia already for a lot of that.
Yeah.
That they speak Russian, they all know each other, so it's not really like an invasion yet. But when he gets to the eastern side, when you get near Poland and Germany and stuff like that, that's a whole other ball game. Kiev, maybe, is that over there?
Yeah, I think that's the capital.
Yeah. When you start going in and attacking those places, that's where it's going to get nasty.
Well, as soon as you cross the line, it should be essentially.
Right. But like I said, it's more like a Russia-Ukraine mismatch or mashup.
I think it's just testing them. What are you going to do, Joe? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Let's find out what you think you're going to do.
Yeah. Well, Russia's pushing back because it's like sanctions. We'll levy sanctions. Well, they figured out years ago how to make their society work even with your fucking dumb sanctions.
Yeah.
Okay? They know the game plan now. So the sanctions, they're just brushing off and blowing off like, go fuck yourself.
Like we didn't know those were coming.
Yeah.
We already accounted for that.
Anatoly Antonov, Russia's ambassador to the United States, responded to President Borisov enacting some sanctions against Russia in response to the invasion of Ukraine by saying American citizens would be punished as a result. Yeah. The measures include freezing the assets of 2 state-owned banks that service the Kremlin and Russia's military. They also target Kremlin elites close to President Vladimir Putin and the country's sovereign debt, strictly limiting the government's ability to access Western finances. But the United States stopped short for now of putting in place measures it had previewed. I think they did shut down that pipeline. Yeah, I think
Germany,
they joined with
that they were
Germany.
doing that, yeah.
Yeah. He responded, sanctions cannot solve a thing. It is hard to imagine that there is a person in Washington who expects Russia to revise its foreign policy under a threat of restrictions. I don't remember a single day when our country lived without any restrictions from the Western world. We have learned to work in such conditions and not only to survive, but also develop our state. There's no doubt the sanctions introduced against the U.S. Will hit global financial and energy markets. The United States will not be left out, with its ordinary citizens feeling the consequences of price increases at the pump. So, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Even bowl of soup is like, yeah, hang on tight. It's gonna get ugly, and it's gonna go even higher gas prices.
Great.
Yeah.
I heard those 2 accounts that they were freezing, the banks that they were seizing or whatever from them. One was 50 billion, the other was like 25 billion.
Really?
In assets and shit that funds their military and all that.
Really?
75 billion is what they're yanking right there.
Oof. Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, warned that Germany's decision to suspend the Nord Stream 2 pipeline means it will likely soon be paying more than double for natural gas. Yeah. Which means we probably will too. He wrote, well, welcome to the brave new world where Europeans are very soon going to pay $2 for $1 cubic meters of natural gas, something like that. Yeah. Interesting.
We'll see how that goes. But
Yeah. You know, I don't feel educated enough to talk about this stuff. I don't know the global map as well as you would think I would.
yeah.
And
No, we're strong in geography.
not a big thing, you know.
Eastern Europe.
Yeah, not big. You know, I just learned today that how close Poland and Germany and like all that shit are. I just
They're
don't
like
care.
states over here. It's kind of.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
that big, most of them.
I used to, dude. I there was a time when I got really good with countries all over the world.
Yeah.
I had some test I had to do, and my mom and I worked on it. I was in like 5th grade or something, and learned all the capitals. Helena, Montana. Well, that's about
there
it.
you go.
Yeah, it's that's
a long
what
time
I remember.
ago.
That's what I remember from it.
I didn't know
Salt Lake City,
Montana,
Utah?
so there you go.
Really?
You're ahead of me, yeah.
What's Alaska's?
Fairbanks.
No.
Anchorage? That's
No. Shit. I shouldn't have come into this without.
yeah.
No, I know the Alaska one. It doesn't matter. Doesn't
Anchorage, Fairbanks. Fuck else is even up there?
matter. Nome.
Nome. Yeah. That's not the capital though, is it?
No.
Nome.
No, I thought it was something. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Yeah, now I want to know. Capital of Alaska. It's going to piss me off. Juneau. God,
Juneau.
damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should have known that.
Yep.
I hate.
Not my strong suit either, apparently.
Yeah. No. I feel like I don't know enough about these topics, and I feel like kind of an idiot when I talk about it, but whatever. Do a few minutes on it.
Yeah.
Move along. Here's what's going on. I don't trust anyone on any side, so you know,
definitely not.
deal with it. Something I do know something about, and
Okay.
I don't hate talking about. Sexual woman suing NBC and former SNL cast member Horatio Sands.
Oh, Drunkle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked Horatio.
I did too.
I can't believe the bomb hasn't dropped on the other guy. That one I know. The guy that plays the drums. He's in Fallon's band as the drummer now.
Questlove?
No. Or he filled in the band. He was a cast member on SNL. Fred Armisen.
Oh,
I think it's Fred. Fred.
Portlandia?
Yes.
Okay.
Fred. Do a deep dive on Fred on the internet.
Yeah.
See what you find.
No bueno?
Tons of chicks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like,
Straight?
It's a miracle. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Who knew?
he gets off on that meek, nerdy Portlandia
Yeah.
type of thing. Apparently, he's a monster. And I don't want to slander the man's good name, but there's enough shit online where you're like, how come this guy hasn't been blown out yet?
It's funny how you hear all this stuff. The ones you never hear anything about just come out like these bombshells. Just
Yeah.
crush people.
Yeah.
And the ones you're like, yeah, but this has been going on for decades. What?
Yeah.
Come on.
I started watching the Cosby thing. Let's have a conversation. We need to have a conversation about Cosby. Kamal Bell, from people would know from CNN.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
like Kamal
all
Bell.
all black people being interviewed about, and it's a really in-depth documentary. I was talking to our haircut girl today about it. She's like, "Fuck those girls." What were you doing in this fucking room? You should have known. What do you think? He's giving you drugs and fucking drinks. What'd you think you were doing there? She's like, maybe I should watch the documentary first. I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
She's
And
like,
what are you doing later?
Yeah.
Should swing by.
She was talking about getting invited backstage when she was younger to I think it was Sugar Ray concert. She was her
I
husband.
was going to guess Menudo.
Yeah, right. But she was like, I went backstage and he grabbed me. You know, there was like all hot chicks back there. This is years ago, decades ago, and she's hot now. Imagine what she was 20 years ago. So he's like, oh my God, you're so small and gorgeous, shaking her, blah, blah. She brought her boyfriend and had him wait outside. She's now married to him. But
Yeah.
at the time, she's like, I wasn't fucking dumb. I knew what was going on. Like, hey, we're having an after party. Come on, why don't you join us there? And she's like, yeah, see ya. Like, what purpose is there of me being there? Unless I'm looking for some fucking into Hollywood or music or whatever. Like, I knew what the game was at 20 years old. I knew exactly what it was. This guy's
out.
rolling through town,
Yeah.
lined us up with drinks, and then
all the
fuck
hottest
the
pussy
hottest
you can
one.
get.
Yeah. Easy.
Tag it and move on.
Yep. Lots of people know this. Some don't. But it's a good documentary because black folks are really wrestling with this. Like,
That was their guy.
it was their
It's their
guy.
fucking dude.
He was a made man.
Yeah.
He was a made fucking man, and they're all trying to like, well, you know, we can still take some lessons out of this. And
Who do
blah, blah,
we
blah. It's like,
who do we equate that to? Who would be our fucking Cosby?
So if you were talking about a comedian,
I just mean just like an icon of your culture, essentially. Your
well, they're
community.
tearing all them down. You know, like everybody's getting torn down. But if you just stuck comedy, if you stuck to comedy, you went Carlin, and you found out there were 100 bitches behind the scene.
Yeah, but Carlin wasn't squeaky clean. Like, or it didn't
Yeah,
at least come
true.
off as squeaky clean. Like,
Bob Saget.
still, what's the latest on that? Still,
Yeah.
Well, the other shoe's got to drop.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna drop. I think Saget's.
They sued to have that all squashed anyway.
There's someone. There's got to be someone we're not thinking of right now that is just like Fred Rogers. If you found out Fred
okay.
Rogers, you know,
Yeah.
was raping children the whole time,
Yeah.
and there were accusations that just went under the radar and no one reported them, but he literally butt fingered every
all
kid
of
on
them.
that fucking set. And then we find out for 40 years,
crumbled.
kids have been crying about this, and
Big
and everyone
Bird's
went,
just a fucking pedo, just sneaking him inside that fucking
in that
costume.
suit. He's getting blown by a 4-year-old under the costume on every set. Snuffleupagus had a kid under there blowing him too. Yeah, I mean that would be Fred Rogers. I think Fred Rogers is a good one. If it came out, it was like, oh, really?
God damn it.
But here's the thing, though, with black people, and when you watch this, you really get a better understanding because they really chronicle like who the first black comedian was to be on TV, or who the first actors were to get on a sitcom that wasn't a mammy show, or where, you know, Amos and Andy, where it's just like black people are just dumb.
Yeah.
They're always the butt of the joke and the dumbest guy in the room, like setting shit back, creating stereotypes that for generations black people have tried to get over. And so along comes Bill Cosby, and he's not only funny as shit, He's super talented. Fat Albert was the first cartoon. It was like, that was for black people, but everybody loved it.
Yep.
You know, everybody loved Fat Albert. And like, these people are going, no, we knew these kids in the fucking hood. We knew who, there was no white kids on it. It was all us.
Remember the picture pages?
Yeah. Yeah. They talked about that too. I was like their first teacher, they said.
Yeah.
First black teacher we ever
Damn
saw.
right.
You know,
That
was.
fucking pen.
Yep.
Yep.
And that was on Fred Rogers' show.
Is that what that was on?
Yeah.
Mr. Roger? Or
Yeah, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, I think.
is that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they would, you know, Mr. Green Jeans or Cream Jeans, whatever, would come in and introduce the
Yeah.
picture, whatever. So it's really heartbreaking. You can tell these people are really torn, going, you know, he made black people acceptable to white America.
Yeah.
You know, mainstream, like global mainstream, where you just didn't have those role models or those teachers on TV, and his message was on point, and everybody loved him, and you know, it's just So they struggle with
Of course they are. Absolutely. I mean,
You know?
they lost. I mean, they lost a lot in
Yeah.
that deal.
Yeah.
They really did.
Yeah.
Like that was their goat
Yeah.
in a way.
Oh, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
First ballot.
Yeah.
He's the Tom
Not
Brady.
even just comedian, just like person.
Oh, yeah.
Icon. You know.
To look up to. And they're pulling clips out of Cosby Show and stuff where he's like, Cosby's talking, and it just comes off so creepy now because he's like, he's talking to, was it Claire Huxtable?
That's the wife.
The wife? He's talking to Claire, and he's like, he's having his barbecue out back, and he's got his famous Bill Cosby barbecue sauce. He's like, nah, just give it a few minutes. Watch everybody here. And all of a sudden, everyone's kind of like leaning in and starting to kiss each other like it's an aphrodisiac in his barbecue sauce. And they're all laughing it off, but all the kids are paired off and shit and
no
kind of
shit.
making out. And it's like, yeah. And Bill's just
Okay.
sitting there laughing like, yeah, it's my world famous barbecue sauce.
The writing was on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
There were signs.
Yeah, but it's a good watch though.
Yeah, I
I've
bet.
watched almost all of it so
Right on.
far, and it's worth watching. But anyway, getting back to the sexual assault, Horatio Sands,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll tell you right now, I believe it.
Okay.
I believe it. I don't believe all women.
Yeah.
I believe this kind of behavior was so condoned at SNL
Oh,
for so long. We've heard horror stories about rampant drug use. What does that lead to?
Mm-hmm.
Rampant drinking, rampant drug use. Fuck whoever you want. Just be funny on the stage.
Yeah.
And everybody turned a blind eye. You want to hang your ass out the 30th floor and shit on the sidewalk? Laugh it off. Boys will be boys.
What year was this?
2002,
Okay.
2001.
Okay.
So,
Let's say because he's been gone for a minute.
yeah.
Does he get blown out sort of quietly? I wonder off the back of some of this.
Nah, he's saying it's bullshit.
Of course he is.
But-
well,
You know, so many of those SNL guys just kind of crumble
they do.
off.
Yeah, they do.
Some of them blow up, but he believes this chick told the Daily Beast she believes the Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon witnessed her grooming, which began at age 15 but did nothing to stop it. So she's grabbing
Yeah.
even higher up the ladder, like Horatio Sands. He warrants a day, but Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
The accuser, Jane Doe, again in the Doe family,
Yeah.
claims Sands sexually assaulted her when she was 17 years old at an SNL after party in '02. Groped her titties, touched her vagine in front of some of Sands' colleagues. Later that night, he digitally penetrated her.
Okay. Got
Yeah.
to the diddling.
Yeah. Sands has denied the allegations, saying she asked him for millions of dollars in exchange for her silence before she sued. I think that's a common thing, though. People
Hey,
are like, do you
listen.
want me to go public with this? I can.
Yeah.
Or you can just pay me off. And if it's already been done to you,
Yeah, but that's probably a bad look
sure.
if you can just look like we were trying to extort it or blackmail.
Yeah.
You came after me with money with some bullshit story and I didn't bite. So now you're going to try and do this.
Yeah.
As opposed, if I was such an animal and this is what happened, because now you're going to say, this has nothing to do with the money. I just want justice. I don't want this to ever happen to anyone else.
Yeah.
That all this typical bullshit.
Or you could look at it and say, someone like her goes, I go and make an accusation and try to get a criminal complaint going against him. Now I'm the focus of this investigation. Now I'm in court. Now I'm on the stand. Now I'm being judged. Now my face is in the paper potentially. Potentially I'm doxxed. Potentially I'm infamous now for the Horatio Sands thing. Half the country thinks I'm guilty. Half think I'm a slut and an idiot. Like, I could avoid all that, do this behind closed doors. You cut me a fucking fat check and I'll go away. So there's that side too.
Of course.
Where
and I'm
it's
not
like,
saying I don't believe her. I'm just saying that that's how you play it if you're Horatio.
oh, for sure.
No, she tried to shake me down for money on some bullshit. I don't want fucking anything to do with that.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. So
Does
now
Horatio
she's coming in.
Sands have $7.5 million anyways?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would say no way.
Yeah.
But it's the way some of these guys have money, it's crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Horatio certainly is the main character here, but he didn't abuse me in a vacuum. He abused me all over Saturday Night Live. She became connected to the cast members, so she makes a fan page dedicated to Jimmy Fallon, and at age 15. And Fallon and Horatio email her to thank her. And so that's her kind of in. Horatio, not the sexiest guy on planet Earth,
Yeah.
starts flirtatiously emailing with her. Before long, she began attending cast after parties and after parties as his guest. She claimed many SNL staffers observed her drinking alcohol and doing drugs at those events.
Oh, right. Clearly, everybody knows what happens at the after parties.
Hell
right?
yeah. Yeah.
What
That's
you
the
doing
real
there?
party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Karina knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, she sure did.
She was smart enough to get out of there.
A friend of Jane Doe, known as Catherine, described Sands as acting like Doe's boyfriend at a cast party back in '01 when Sands was 32 years old. They were cuddly with each other. Catherine, then 17, said a famous SNL cast member rubbed her leg and called her beautiful. That's just kind of piling on,
Yeah. Right.
you know? Maybe she was beautiful.
That could be, hey, you're really beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you're really beautiful. What are you doing with that fucking fat bastard? You could have some of this.
At a late night cast party in '02, Jane Doe is 17 years old. She claims that Sands groped her titties, touched her genitals in front of his cast members and NBC staffers, one of them whom was quoted as exclaiming, "Are you fucking serious?" Sounds like it's something a girl would say,
Yeah.
you know, in that room. Later that night, the complaint alleged that Sands digitally penetrated Doe over her pantyhose.
Oh, man, that's got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Does that even count?
Seems like there's a net in the way.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't really get in there. You might have, breached the surface, but
It's more like the pantyhose fingered her,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's like a finger condom.
Unless he popped through. I don't know. Can you pop those? I mean,
You
they
can.
run easy.
Yeah, you can. But but there's a lot of give there too. So
You really have to deep dive?
I think you could probably get in there pretty good. I mean, hey, you could shove a panty all the way in there if you really just
Sure.
went after it.
Tampons,
So,
panties, whatever. Following the alleged sexual assault, Doe said she left feeling confused and angry when she confronted Sands. She said he blamed her for the incident and later told her that Fallon didn't care if she was a slut.
yeah, nobody cares.
Days later,
Slut away.
Yeah, do you? Days later, she shut down the fan page for Fallon.
Wow.
I don't know how many people knew that Horatio was sexting me regularly. I don't know how much of our conversations happened when he was in his office at NBC, which he shared with Jimmy Fallon, but I know that I deserve to know. Sands says she demanded $7.5 million in exchange for her silence. We, of course, refused and will vigorously contest these totally meritless claims.
Okay.
2001, 2002, the iPhone doesn't come out till 2007. So you're not talking about, so sexting would have been really hard.
Yeah, well, there've been a lot of extra button pushes.
Yeah.
Or
Blackberries then?
Yeah.
They probably would have had Blackberries.
Yeah, I'm sure they had Blackberries, right? But
Yeah.
just the old standard flip phone, the Nokia brick.
Yeah. Yeah, the StarTAC.
Yeah, you had to fucking push it 3 times to get to the letter and shit.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. We've done much better. But I'm trying to think what was big in '01, '02.
Fuck, I
We're
don't know.
past the giant brick, right? At that point?
Yeah, but
What
I mean,
are
the Nokia brick wasn't a big brick, but that's just what they called it. That square phone with the little stubby antenna that came off it.
Oh,
that's
yeah, I
fucking-
love that phone.
Yeah, it's indestructible. You could chuck it against a wall and
Yeah.
nothing would happen to it.
I like the Verizon ones. What you could. like the walkie-talkie.
Like a Nextel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the Nextel?
Yeah.
The walkie-talkie?
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah.
That was like text before text.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just like, I'm not calling you.
It's
I'm
like
just,
it was like a walkie-talkie.
yeah.
But you could like talk instead of calling. It was like it was like a little two-way thing. We used them for work.
Work, yeah. All the time, I
Yeah.
bet.
It was
Yeah.
like a communication just thing.
Yeah.
But that was when you had to pay for like your minutes and shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
didn't
yeah. But they
matter.
didn't charge you for that.
But that was free.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Nextel, that's what that was.
Yeah. That's right. I had one.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't know how often I used it, but
I don't know.
this story. Go ahead. T. Go ahead.
This segment is brought to you by Mayer and Company Accountants. If you dread bookkeeping and accounting for your business, let Kyle handle it all for you. Kyle is a pro who you can trust. So spend more time on your core business and leave those awful, annoying accounting and bookkeeping tasks to Kyle. Also, if you need someone to handle your personal taxes, Kyle's your guy. Call him today at 734-721-7373 and tell him TDC sent you for 10% off.
Thank you. Had
Thanks, Kyle.
met with Kyle last night. Such a great dude. He's so funny.
Nice dude, yeah.
So animated about sports.
Yeah.
He and I were yelling at each other for quite a bit.
Fire up chips.
Yeah, he's still down on Stafford. Mediocre average quarterback. I'm like, really,
Oh,
dude?
gosh.
Really? Anyway, this story really bothered me, team. A woman has launched a lawsuit against the LAPD, claiming a case of mistaken identity left her in prison for 13 days. I think that would be jail, not prison, right?
Yeah, probably, yes.
Bethany Farber from Calabasas, California, was about to board a Delta flight, okay? Heading to Mexico to visit some family, and gets detained by TSA officers at LAX. They said they had a warrant for her arrest in Texas and escorted her to a private room and then handcuffed her to the table. She was soon arrested by police who did not check her driver's license or confirm her identity and held her at the Linwood Women's Jail for 13 days. She claimed the police mistook her for a woman with the same name who had an arrest warrant. It was absolutely terrifying. I was shocked. It kept getting worse. They arrested me for a statewide fugitive warrant. I kept saying they had the wrong person and to double check, and they just said, nope, we have it. Immediately, all I could think is, I've never even been to Texas.
That'd be horrifying. Oh. You know what I mean? If you're really
Yeah.
like innocent and have no idea what's going on, but
Yeah.
they could give a shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I would think they would give a shit with this one, though.
Well, they
But-
probably do now.
Yeah.
This smells like a lawsuit.
Friends and family worked tirelessly to prove the police had the wrong woman. Her family hired attorneys in Texas and Los Angeles and proved her innocence by showing cell phone GPS that indicated that Farber was in California on the day the other woman committed crimes in Texas. She was scarred from her experiences in jail, but claimed it could happen to anyone.
That just shows that her phone was in California.
Yeah, true.
Smart. Hey, think
Thinking.
about that. Do something with your phone when you're going to go do something.
Yeah. Oh, I always said that if I was going to murder someone,
Mail it somewhere.
I'd call you and leave it on and leave it at home.
Yeah,
I'd
there
be
you
like,
go.
oh, I was on the phone with T-Roy for
Yeah.
2 hours at that time.
Perfect.
In my house.
Good move. Ping that shit.
Yeah.
Ping it.
Go ahead.
Ping it.
It's right there. T, just set your phone down for a couple hours and don't use it, okay? Leave the line open.
Have a burner phone.
Yeah.
Call yourself on the burner phone.
Sure. We got this. We could murder.
Yeah.
We could get away with this.
It's the body you got to worry about.
So this chick saw human shit thrown all around.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, women's jail's getting rough.
What kind of animals are in there?
I don't know. Well, you know.
You know, the criminal kind.
Yeah, she saw human feces thrown all over. And had to put hot food underneath her clothes in an effort to keep warm while in jail. She had to spend her nights in the cold jail cell listening to voices of other inmates screaming, crying. She saw fights in her cell. She saw fights in the common areas of the jail.
See any of the raping?
No, I don't think she got fingered or anything like that, but they could have checked the birthdays, checked fingerprints, checked social security number. Farber had her passport on her at the time. That says the system is flawed somewhere. The fact that there's no procedures or no protocol. After she was released, apparently Nana got really, really sick the next day. It was stress-induced and then died a few days later.
Oh, no.
And they find out, according to this girl's lawyer, that they found out 3 days before they released her that this was the wrong chick.
Oh, no shit.
And still held her for 3 more days, which is 3 more days she could have spent with Nana.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to tell you right now, I hope she's awarded shit tons of money.
At least, yeah.
And I think it should be illegal. So this is the girl they were after, and the girl on the right. I don't think it should be illegal to put her in jail, no matter what the crime is.
Yeah.
I think if she ends up killing someone, we could just go, "Whoa, you got to knock that off."
What was the charge?
I don't know, something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at that picture upside down, and I thought that was like hold on. I thought that was like a young Michael Jackson.
Oh,
You see it?
yeah, I do.
I was like, what's he got going on over there?
If a chick is this hot,
Yeah.
they should just be able to break the law.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we need them on the
If
streets.
that's going to prison, I'm doing that whole sex change thing. I'm identifying as a woman.
I mean, look at
when
that
I get
hips
busted.
on that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's an impressive set of circumstances you got going on there.
yeah,
But are we sure it's the blonde and not the other one that you can't really see?
yeah. Oh yeah. 'Cause There's
Okay.
a bunch of pictures of her.
Okay.
I just didn't want to pull them up. You guys, I said her name enough. You guys can Google her yourself. Mm-hmm. She's an esthetician,
Oh,
whatever that is.
that is
Beauty.
that's what Skylar is. Yeah.
Okay.
Makeup and shit like that.
Yeah.
Facials and
It sounds medical.
yeah. Well,
I mean, it's an esthetician, or
esthetician.
there's two of them: esthetician and
Oh.
esthetician. One is more medical than the other, but they're often interchangeable. Because I had to Google it.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause I didn't know.
Esthetician is more of like the makeup and stuff.
Makeup and beauty, and which would fit.
Yeah, certainly would. Yep.
Yeah.
Can break my laws.
She should be able to break all laws.
Yeah.
And the fact that, so now that you see what she looks like, wouldn't you think one of those guards would be like,
Yeah, this picture not come up at all. Like, hold on. Let me see that
look.
rack. That is not her.
That's
no
not
fucking
her.
way. Turn around.
Yeah.
That is no way is
hold
that
on,
her.
turn around, bend over.
Yeah.
No, spread them. That's not her.
No.
Guys, I'm telling you, she might. Can you squish them together?
Yeah.
Can you? What do they call that?
Squish your tits together.
Yeah, squish your tits together,
Mm-hmm.
please. I think that's the medical
I think so. Yeah.
jargon.
Official.
Like a doctor would say that to a girl in a
squeeze your tits together.
gyno exam. Like, ma'am, can I have you squeeze your tits together really quick?
Yeah. For a mammo. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
how you do.
Just grab on both sides and squoze them together.
Yeah, perfect.
Squoze them tits together. Them titties. I think that's how the doctors
yeah.
talk. Ladies can confirm. You can do that by emailing walters@detroitcast.com.
How do you squoze your titties together?
And why? Is that appropriate? It would be in that situation if the guard was like, squeeze them titties together.
Yeah. If that was like.
I don't think it's her.
Yeah. I would. If that was the. Would you strip naked? Immediately, if
Me?
it was no, well, I mean anybody. If it was like, okay, that one's really hot. I got to know what you look like under there. If that's not you, then you can go free.
Yeah.
How fast would you just rip your shit off?
Oh, yeah.
Be like,
Check it out.
let's go.
Rock.
Right?
Yeah. I would think the guards, like if some guy, like they deal with everybody that goes, I'm wrongly accused. I ain't do shit.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody
Right?
says wasn't me.
Wasn't me. But that girl, you would think every cop or jail guard
Yeah, well, you can't
would
see
be
the other
trying to
chicks.
curry favor with her, right?
You can't. You don't know what she's carrying underneath there. She might be rocking a little action too. And as far as the hair and shit goes, you cut your hair and dye it black instead of it being long blonde hair.
Yeah, but I would think you could. She's hot
Especially
enough
if you're
that
on the
she
lam.
she could get the attention of them to go. Look, I came in with my passport. Run my social security number. You'll see you've got the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be. I've never even been in Texas. You think it that hot?
Somebody would be
One
like,
guard would be like, "Ah, fuck,
all right,
on
all
a
right,
whim. Why not?
I'll look for
Let me
you.
see your passport. Let me see it. They don't even have the same middle name. What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Try and get a date out of it on the other side. Like I'm the guy that got you out
Yeah.
so quick, you know? I know that's how I would be. If I was a corrections officer in there.
Not a bad move.
Yeah. See if like you promise me you're gonna go out with me. We're gonna go to dinner. You promise?
No, I
If I take a look at it,
promise I won't name you in the lawsuit, asshole.
well, rot in jail, bitch. And then you walk away. Brian Flores.
Huh?
He was hired.
I saw that. Went
Yeah.
on Tomlin's staff over
Yeah.
there in the Pittsburgh.
Yeah. It's gonna be like linebackers and coach and assistant coach or something like that. More stuff coming out. His attorneys. He was on. Is that HBO Real Sports with Gumbel?
Gumbles, yeah.
Yeah. He was on there with his lawyer claiming he left millions of dollars on the table declining to sign a 2-year non-disparagement agreement offered by the Dolphins and their owner, Stephen Ross, last month. He was fired. He since sued the club, the NFL, and a couple other teams for racial discrimination. To Coach Flores' credit, he wasn't going to sign that because it wasn't about money. If it was about the money, he would have signed it. What he did instead was he filed this lawsuit so that he could help other coaches now and in the future. Just signing that separation agreement would have really silenced me, he told Gumbel. The Dolphins released a statement saying, this is why this is so weird. But the Dolphins say, this is categorically false. This just did not happen, and we simply cannot understand why Brian continues this pattern of making unfounded statements that he knows are untrue. We are fully cooperating with the NFL investigation and look forward to all the facts coming out, which we're confident will prove that his claims are false and defamatory.
Yeah,
I
think it's just bad blood. I think it's just a jilted lover. I think he's just pissed off that they chose Tua over him.
Yeah.
And he was so mad and pissy about it that he's naming like an Elway from years ago and all this. Like, hold on, man, narrow your fucking targets.
Yeah, the Giants. He went after the
right, and it's again to talk about and how racist they were. They hired you as a head coach.
Yeah.
So how racist were they?
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's nothing going on, but
yeah,
you're losing a little credibility there, my man.
He says, if a coach is terminated with a couple of years or a year left on their contract, they don't get paid unless they sign a waiver, an NDA confidentiality thing, and non-disparagement. So they buy their silence.
Well, you're not
tough
coaching,
one, man.
so you shouldn't get paid.
Yeah, true. But you were under contract. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, when Riff let us go, we were under contract, they paid us.
So are NFL players, but they don't get their contracts when
No,
they
I
get
know.
cut.
Yeah, they got a bad deal. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. But
That is actually the NFL is the only non-guaranteed contract, I think, in pro sports.
Yeah.
Like every other contract's guaranteed. That's why these NBA teams are saddled. There's guys that haven't played in 5 years. They're still paying their contracts off and shit like that.
Yeah, the NBA is a whole nother mess.
Oh, yeah.
The NFL, if you get injured, they can't cut you till you're healed.
No, right.
So they can't release you.
No, but you see that all the time in preseason training camps and stuff where they cut veterans that have huge payroll, salaries,
Yeah.
and let some kid have the spot.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. It's a money thing.
Very true. I don't know how that'll work out long term.
For Flores or for who?
For the league. I believe there's definitely like a billionaire boys club. Yeah. There's probably a lot to, whether or not these guys get a fair shake that, that claim, hey, when they look at me, they don't see themselves because of my skin color. And there's probably something to that these billionaires have been in this, really privileged society, forever. And so they don't see these guys as equal. They see them as the fucking staff help. And, I don't know what you do about that.
I mean, they're privately owned. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just mandate that some team has minority ownership.
Right.
So if it sells, if somebody's selling a team, I mean, they could somehow come in and say, and now it's getting less and less individual owners and more of these groups, these conglomerations of putting these money groups together.
Which is what Jordan did.
Yeah.
And what
a lot of them. Magic I think, was in some of that stuff.
Owns half part of the Dodgers. And
so I don't know if that's because they can't do it on their own, probably, or if that gives them some sort of minority status to have, the minority on that board or however. But I don't know how you can mandate it.
Yeah.
I thought it was ridiculous. I love Deion primetime.
Yeah.
And I thought it was crazy. He came out and said that they should immediately make new teams and add new teams and mandate that they be minority owned.
Right, right.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Just, okay, here's your 2 new black teams. Go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That doesn't seem like the right answer. It's not there. Yeah. One day we'll go through all the drafts.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a fair or right answer. It seems like an overcorrection.
Exactly.
But I'm interested in hearing these guys out that are saying, I think the Rooney Rule is bullshit
Amen.
and was
Yeah.
meant to be abused. And I thought that 20 years ago. Nothing's changed.
Not at all.
This looks like a fake job interview. Yep, we did our job.
Yeah, every year
Fake
there's
job
those,
interview.
those couple of coordinators that get just traipsed around.
Yeah.
You know, they're for the token interviews to qualify themselves for that Rooney Rule.
Yeah.
You know, Eric Bieniemy was one of those guys that feel like that.
The enemy's name's been kicked around for years. I don't know
I
if he's
know.
just a shit interviewer.
I don't know.
Maybe he's a shit interview.
Yeah, or just maybe it is.
You know?
That's one of those guys that goes around and does the interviews every year, but never actually gets the gig.
And I got to think that all these guys that are a former head coach or one of the hotshot young coordinators, Byron Leftwich's name is thrown around. You look at what's happened in LA with Sean, and you look at, the Niners, Kyle Shanahan. Like, fuck, I lost my train of thought right there. Yeah, if they're all okay, what I was going to say is they're all very, very, very good and talented and smart. So when you get into those owners' meetings or GM meetings, like you've got 3-4 guys that are every bit as good as you, probably with a vision, and these guys got to pick one. They got to pick one, and so
And then does it come
one
down
black
to,
guy in the mix, and then there's
if there's 3 white guys and one black guy, is it? And they're all equal. It's just easy for those guys to go. Let's just keep it white, man. Let's just keep it white.
Yeah, but I think
But you can't guarantee.
the players respond a lot to a black coach.
I mean, I think they
Relatable.
I think they respond to coaches. I think that
Yeah, true.
I think that the league is diverse enough that I think respect gets respect.
Yeah.
Campbell's a guy that people respect.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what color it is. It's how you treat people, how you talk to people, how you handle yourself. And there's it's not like any of these things are just one the head coach. The staff is so huge.
Yeah.
There's so many guys underneath them that okay, so you need a black guy to get through to some of these guys. Okay, you need this guy. It's like baseball. You got to have somebody like Dominican in there to be able to relate to half that locker room.
Sure.
Yeah. But we'll see how it turns out, though. I don't know. I don't think a whole lot comes of it, to be honest with you. And I don't think shit comes out of Flores's thing. I think he just shot a fucking arrow in the air. And hope it hit something when it came down.
The investigation
have
into the
anything-
Redskins, though, and Dan Snyder and the emails, the shit that came out on Coach Gruden.
Yeah, that was just Gruden. I mean, he's the only
I
one that
know,
got
but
anything out of
Gruden's
that.
writing to someone. I guarantee you, in every office in the NFL, that shit's going on. So if there's a deep dive into that stuff, and it could just be like you and I do, sending black fist bump emojis to each other. Well, if the wrong set of eyes is looking at that, it tells the story. And so it's like, oh, it turns out Belichick only uses black emoji winky faces. What's he saying? Like, you could make a federal case out of probably, I guarantee you, every NFL locker room. And you should have seen those fucking places 20 years ago.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
They are night and day different now
Yeah, probably.
than what they are.
No, and the guy in the circle, and beer down, chick blowing around the horn. Remember that night?
I do. Yeah.
It was like six guys
Something.
pouring beers down their chest. One chick doing a roundabout on a merry-go-round.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have been at something. I think I was at church.
Yeah.
That happened.
That was a story I heard.
There were a
I
couple
think Jay
players.
was there.
There were a couple players that walked on the bus and went, nope.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. No. Get me out of here.
You remember
I didn't
that?
sign up for this.
Two specific names
Yeah,
that you
was
would
they-
all know went, nope.
The corn
Don't know.
fella.
No. Yeah, just leave it there.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Hey, speaking of Jay.
Now we love Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust matters, especially when it's your money. Mark and Jay at LPL Financial work hard to build a relationship of trust by providing thoughtful, objective guidance and placing your interests first. Invest with knowledgeable financial advisors who are on your side. Call today and tell them that you're a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark or Jay.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Have you heard anything about the Saudi golf league?
I know Phil that's the whole big thing going on with him. He was
Yeah.
like defecting from the PGA and taking his talents to Saudi.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because the PGA has had a monopoly on these tournaments and purses for winnings.
Yeah.
And Saudi just came out and went like, we'll give all the top 10 winners like $5 million per tournament. Just like blow it right out of the water. And they were like, damn.
Okay, I can go play some golf down there.
Okay, I just got to finish in the top 20 and I get fucking millions.
Yeah.
And so these guys are like, holy shit, it kind of opened this door to break down the PGA's stronghold on these guys. But Phil stepped in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in very hot water, they say. I don't know. He's got to be worth hundreds of millions of
Yeah,
dollars.
he could give a shit.
Yeah, and he's old anyways. So what does he care? He his comments to Alan Shipnuck of the Fire Pit Collective. He was just podcast or
That's what,
something.
I was going to say, that's what we're doing here?
Yeah,
This wasn't. Okay.
this sounds like cocktails.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe.
I gotta be honest with you though. I don't hate his comments.
Okay.
I'm not, he was discussing the new Saudi Golf League, which will rival the PGA Tour. He's been rumored to be one of the players that Saudi League is going after, to which Mickelson responded by saying it gave him leverage over the PGA. They're scary motherfuckers to get involved with. We know they killed Jamal Khashoggi
Oh, jeez.
and have a horrible record on human rights. They execute people over there for being gay. Knowing all of this, why would I even consider it? Well, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reshape how the PGA Tour operates. They've been able to get by with manipulative, coercive, strong-arm tactics because we, the players, had no recourse. As nice a guy as Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan comes across as, unless you have leverage, he won't do what's right. And the Saudi money has finally given us that leverage. I'm not sure I even want the SGL to succeed, but just the idea of it allowing us to get things done with the PGA Tour, or allowing us to get things done with the PGA Tour. His comments caused a handful of tour players to come out against the league. Rory McIlroy called his comments ignorant. I don't want to kick someone while he's down, but here I go.
But I'm going to anyway.
But I will anyways. I thought his comments were naive, selfish, egotistical, and ignorant. A lot of words to describe that interaction he had with Shipnuck. It was just very surprising and disappointing, sad. I'm sure he's sitting at home sort of rethinking his position and where he goes from here. He did apologize, but that was too late. He's been wearing that KPMG
Forever.
forever.
Did they drop them?
Shit canned him. It
Oh, boy.
was a mutually agreed decision.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
We're going to stop giving you money, and you're
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
agree to it.
Yeah. Okay, we agree to that. So it's a mutual agreement. Effective immediately, by the way. Do not wear a hat anymore. We wish him the best. Do you?
No.
He put KPMG on the map, probably.
Absolutely.
I don't even know what the hell it is.
So I think it's some financial firm
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Money Group. Something Money Group, maybe. In his apology, he indicated he would be taking some time away from the game of golf.
Probably
Needs
smart.
to reflect. Although it does not look this way now, given my recent comments, my actions throughout this process have always been the best interests of golf, my peers, sponsors, fans. There is the problem of off-the-record comments being shared out of context and without my consent, but the bigger issue is I used words that do not reflect my true feelings or intentions. No,
No, that's what you said. That's what you meant.
Yeah.
Make
What-
no mistake, Phil.
Yeah.
You just got caught.
those were your true intentions and feelings. Exactly.
Absolutely.
It wasn't towing a company line, but when you didn't think they were going to be aired,
Yeah.
that's what you thought.
Well, I'm not. The PGA Tour is a weird thing too because it's not like the NFL where you're on a team and you have a contract.
Yeah.
Like these guys, they get exemptions and things like that, but you still have to go out and play for these and qualify for these tournaments. You go out and miss the cut, you don't get paid. You don't make the weekend, you go home.
Yeah.
So
And you get your own sponsors.
yeah, and you get your own sponsors, right? They're not, so it's not PGA paid, like they're just the governing body of all this. Now, maybe the purse distribution is not quite equitable, but it seems like, most of these tournaments are upwards of $1 million to win.
Oh,
and some
yeah.
of the bigger ones are over $2 million.
Yeah.
Just your run of the mill bullshit ones are mill two, mill
Yeah.
three to win, and just making the weekend. You I think like lowest coming in last gets you like 10 or 15 grand.
20 grand, yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, I can go just make the weekend and you
Yep.
can make a living, you know.
For sure.
But-
it's hard to travel. You need a team. You need a bus. You need a club guy.
Well, I mean,
guy that's
when you
working
get
on
up
your
into
golf
Phil's level,
Yeah.
that stuff's I mean, that your sponsors pay a lot of that.
Yeah.
These guys trying to make it, you know, they're paying their way. They're scratching it out, trying to make cuts, get money, get sponsors, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But as far as what his beef actually is with the PGA, I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I don't know either.
What his actual gripe is, or because
don't
he's
know.
not he's not a slave to him. He can go to the European League, or the
Yeah.
European Tour. I mean, he can Saudi.
I don't
there's,
know or
there's
care.
Asians tours getting pretty big over that
Yeah.
way.
I'm tired of guys that we know, like Lefty's got his own golf courses, right? Like these guys go on to develop design courses around the world. Like I just have no soft spot for guys that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars who have made it to the pinnacle of their career and then want to bitch about, you know, whatever over here squabbles they have. Not that it's insignificant. Like they get fucked somehow. It's like, no, dude, I have $38 in my bank account. Don't tell me how you're getting fucked by the PGA group. It's like, no,
Right.
no. I mean, honestly, what is he worth? He's probably worth hundreds of millions.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yep.
And there are tons of guys on the tour, and maybe he's concerned about them. Maybe that's what it's all about. Is these
Doesn't sound like it.
No,
Certainly does not sound like it.
but his comments, ignorant, blah 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 blah. Well, they were throwing gays off the roof in Saudi Arabia.
True. I wouldn't be throwing around Khashoggi's fucking name too much if you want to go play over there in the Saudi
Well,
League. But
hey, that's a fact, man. Those guys
understand.
cut that guy into tiny pieces
totally aware. But
on audio tape.
I'm not planning on going over there anytime soon.
Yeah.
And if I was, I wouldn't be throwing that name around. Is all I'm saying.
no, I know.
So.
but for all the like, you might not throw his name around there because you don't want to go there and be the next Khashoggi
Mm-hmm.
who's talking shit about the Saudi royal prince family.
Yeah.
But his comments aren't ignorant; they're spot on.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Not at least not in that part. I don't know what. Like I said, I don't know what his beef is with the PGA.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's all about.
Well,
More equitable distribution of the purses, perhaps.
maybe he's better. He's a better guy than this guy.
Who's this piece of shit?
Well, let's not judge. We don't judge here, T.
Okay. Yeah, we do.
A Thai man and his pet dog died after they both suffered heart attacks.
Oh man, dog had a heart attack.
Yeah, same time.
Are we sure? I want an autopsy on that.
Huh?
I want an autopsy on that.
Yeah. They were,
When was the last time a dog died of a heart attack?
well,
This might be the first ever.
no, dogs die of heart attacks from time to time. So this guy and his dog both suffered heart attacks while having a threesome with a sex doll in a wooden hut covered in porn.
Well, I take it back. This guy's fucking great. Yeah. He's sharing it with the dog. Him and the dog were having a threesome with the sex doll. Is that what you said?
Yeah. In a wooden hut covered in porn.
Okay. Okay.
Praphan Tumsang was found dead with his dick stuck inside the four-legged female dog named Honey.
Oh, the dog. Wait. Oh wait. Oh wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Wait. Okay. It's not how I saw that going down, but
You're
okay.
not Team Prep fan anymore?
It's just logistically, that's not how I pictured it.
He was balls deep in the dog.
Oh, what the hell is the doll doing?
We'll find out. Okay. So Honey has got a giant dick inside. Well, he's Taiwanese, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
And a dick.
For Honey, probably a lot. This is in northeast Thailand. Disturbed locals called the police, who entered the wooden hut, which had dozens of pictures of naked women stuck on the bedroom wall. The man was also hugging a life-sized sex doll with a dog's body and a human face, which was lying next to him.
Oh my God, this guy's an animal.
Police Lieutenant Peroj Sandy said the man had been dead for 6 hours when we arrived. There were no injuries, and the mattress was in normal condition. There were also no signs of damage inside the home.
Fuck's the mattress status got to do with anything? The mattress was found in normal condition?
Yeah, for a hut in Thailand.
I mean, I know, but what does that have?
Well, if it was all cut up or bloody or, you know, it's
Okay.
like, oh, the scene's disturbed. And it's
right.
like, no, he was just simply fucking his dog and this doll
Okay.
on the bed. That's all it looks like. Inside the property, we only found the 4-year-old female dog. The initial exam by the police doctor concluded. By the police doctor? What you got going on over there in fucking Thailand?
It's the Thais, you know. They're
The
catching
police
up.
doctor concluded that the cause of death was a heart attack triggered by sexual intercourse with the dog. We do not know how the dog died, but we suspect the incident was too energetic for it to survive, and it suffered a sudden shock. The body of the dog will be cremated at the temple. Yeah,
I think the dog died of a broken heart. I don't think it was a heart attack. I think it was a broken heart.
You think so?
Yeah, I think fucking Team Fam or whatever
yeah.
nutted and died.
Pratt fan.
Yeah, and the dog was heartbroken, lost his caring, tender lover.
But it sounds like he was still rock hard inside.
Doesn't that go down? Don't you need blood flow, circulation to maintain an erection?
I think if you're rock, you might stay rock. It might. Blood flow stops, and it's stuck in that
And
position.
it's just there.
Yeah,
So if you could die with a boner, you stay with a boner?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah,
I plan on dying with a boner.
yeah. Isn't
By
that how?
any means necessary.
Isn't that how Matthew McConaughey's dad died?
Well, I knew he died
Fucking his-
fucking his mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
And I thought when they wheeled him out, they were trying to cover him up, and the mom was like, "No, no, no! I want everybody to see what he was packing."
yeah. But I
Something
don't know
like that.
I don't
That's the
know.
story
Yeah,
you
that's
told.
the story. But I don't know what that means that he was still
Yeah.
rock. Could have just had a fucking
Dong. on him.
dong down to his knee.
Yeah. So, Pratt Fan's neighbor, Wanlap Simicheng, was the first to find Pratt Fan's dead body in the hut after entering when he didn't hear a response from Pratt Fan.
Oh. You done yet?
What a
Pratt,
scene.
you done? You done? Honey, come on out, honey.
What a scene to walk into.
I don't even know how you process that.
Okay.
Okay.
When officers arrived, they found the dead man was naked from the waist down, wearing a white striped T-shirt, and had 5 pairs of female underwear close to his face. Wanlap, the neighbor,
Yeah.
Wanlap, not to be confused with Pratt Fan. Wanlap said Pratt Fan's hut was only 300 meters away from the village. He had been caught stealing the villagers' underwear many times before. There were many issues about this.
Oh, yeah, he's the town creep.
His sister Nuna said, "My brother is a divorcee. He's been living away from his wife and child for more than 7 years. He moved into the hut and stopped socializing with anyone. I never knew my brother was a pervert. I didn't know he wasn't normal. Our family believes that his cause of death is as the police stated." And the police are not investigating anymore.
I take that that's probably a good thing that you don't know that your brother's a pervert.
Yeah,
Would it be better to know or better to not know?
I know girls, so do you, that know that their brother's a fucking creep and are disgusted by him.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of. Here's what I'd ask.
Are you talking to my sister?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I don't want to say it because people can figure it out.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
I'll tell you off the air. You'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." If you ever walk into my room and I'm to the base inside Cece
Yeah.
and a doll, before you call the cops, figure out a way to unplug me, pick up the 5 pairs of underwear around my head.
Yeah. Deal.
Don't make me Winnie the Pooh this thing. Just, I had a heart attack. Put some fucking underwear on me.
Yeah. Let you die with a little dignity.
Little dignity. I do not want to be Pratt Fan.
No.
And if Cece's dead, just, whatever, throw her in the closet for a week and then be like, "Oh my God, his dog died of a broken heart, I guess."
Yeah,
No one's going to
I've
do an
always told you the
autopsy.
opposite goes. If you die of natural causes, I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
You do something fucking stupid, I will put you inside Cece. I will cover your room in kitty porn.
Oh, Jesus.
Before I call the cops.
Oh, this is horrifying.
So, just so you know, there's
If I try to
repercussions
take
for
myself
your
and kill
actions.
myself,
Yeah.
they're going to find kitty porn all over my room.
Yeah.
That's a deterrent.
yeah, exactly.
And then you'd pop Cece onto my dome.
Well, I'd do something. I wouldn't do that to Cece, but I would make it awful for you
Yeah.
and your whole family.
I don't know what's going on here. Should we call the press or the police first? I don't know. They're going to want to see this.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oof, that hurts. Well, this guy's stories everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
So-
from a little village in Thailand.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you fuck a dog and you fuck it to death.
To death.
I still say it died of a broken heart. Lost the most caring,
I think he
generous
died
lover
because
he's
some
ever had.
fucking
She's ever
monster
had.
was deep dicking this dog. Honey, poor little Honey.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do that. Honey didn't want to do that.
I don't know. Honey might have been all into it. Might have been Honey's idea.
Honestly, I'm trying to think like,
What if Honey was all just
How-
like backing
how?
up? He's in there just tossing one off to panties, and
Yeah.
Honey's all worked up. Just starts backing that ass up into him a little bit.
what if it's like you said, and the neighbor, Wanlap. What if Wanlap was like, God
This
damn it,
motherfucker.
he keeps
These are-
stealing my wife's
These are my
fucking
wife's
panties.
panties. All right.
God damn it, I got to go to Target Run now.
So Wanlap
Wanlap.
killed the dog and fucking corkscrewed it onto fucking
Yeah.
on Dat Fam's dong.
Pratt fan.
Pratt Fam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's
hung a bunch
possible.
of pictures. I mean, this is your scene you
Yeah.
described.
Yeah, this is very possible.
Have you been talking to Wanlap?
Maybe. This is
I mean,
this
this
is
is-
a common philosophy out
I
there.
wonder if anyone's
not
done
new to
that.
me.
That we've done a story and it was a stage
set
scene
up.
like, you motherfucker, you died like that shooting heroin? Oh, yeah? Well, you're going to be a fucking kitty porn star
Yeah,
now.
Here you go, asshole.
Yeah. Fucking buddies agree and they just fucking
Yeah.
set you up and then call the cops.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh my God, I found him like this.
I don't know.
I was afraid. I don't know. I knocked on the door. Nobody was there. I was afraid to go in.
He still has shit on his finger. That's clearly when he gave himself the poop mustache. I don't know. I mean,
He kept calling himself Sanchez. I don't know.
oh, that's terrible. Well, yeah, that gives me something to live for.
Yeah, there you go. Let
Yeah.
that sink in.
We got a boy, 16 years old,
Okay.
with Crohn's disease.
Oh, yeah.
Not one of my favorites. I don't know much about it.
No.
Makes it so you can't eat shit.
Yeah, it's a stomach thing, right?
Yeah. He's facing starvation.
Crohn's and colitis.
Yeah. He's facing starvation now.
Oh. So
Yep.
he can't eat anything?
The brand which makes the baby formula he survives on is recalling the product.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Will Rowan, he's from Virginia, only eats L-Care Junior powdered infant formula because of his extreme deadly food allergies.
Holy shit.
Yeah. His mom, Claire, says that her son is basically allergic to all food, has a permanent feeding tube, and consumes 10 cups of the formula every day. So she went on Facebook and was like, oh, my God, is there anybody that has these? You know, we just got a case of 58. We need more. You know, we don't know how long this recall is going to go, blah, blah, blah. And was able to gather like 10 more jars. I don't know how.
How long that's going to last?
No.
What's the cause of the recall? One of
Making
those
some kids sick or some shit.
salmonella get up in there?
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I'm trying to. I think I highlighted that. I can't remember where. It's a amino acid based hypoallergenic formula. They were forced to recall the product alongside lots of similar formulas because of bacterial infections linked to the products. 3 reports of children hospitalized and 1 who died.
Oh, okay.
So
This guy seemed to survive.
yeah.
Probably got a little better immune system than the babies.
I don't know. Will stopped growing at the age of 7, was then diagnosed with a litany of shitty health conditions, including Crohn's, eosinophilic esophagitis, and gastroenteritis. She began, so they put him on this formula, and he grew 4 inches in a year, like last year.
Wow.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but if you can't eat anything,
What's the point?
what are we doing here?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Honestly, like if
it just goes in through a tube anyway. It's not like he tastes any of that shit. It just
Yeah.
goes in through a feeding tube. It just goes straight into his stomach.
But when you've got all these things going on and the tube situation, like maybe you weren't meant to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let's get these genes out of the pool.
It's not a bad take. No.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like not to be
I
rude.
mean, you're an absolute anchor on your parents too. Oh my God! You know,
You think your kids are anchors?
They're going to take. Oh, they are, but they're not nearly to that level. You're going to take them. It's gonna, their whole lives. Your whole life, anyway.
Yeah.
However long that is, they're going to be taking care of you.
Yeah. Kind of existence too. I mean,
Got to be miserable.
stopped growing at 7
Yeah.
and then just started growing last year because he's in high school now.
16.
Yeah. So you didn't grow for like 9 years?
Yeah, he's probably that kid. He's
Oh,
there.
I think he was that kid.
Yeah. He's their nose edge.
Maybe. But I just, I don't know, man. It's
Hey, man, sometimes you get a shit draw. Who knows?
yeah. You just start over. Mm-hmm. The metaverse. You're not a fan.
I am woefully ignorant. I'm intentionally ignorant.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
I don't like it. I don't trust it. I don't believe in it. I'm going to avoid it, but at all costs.
There's some undercover reporters
Okay.
going into the metaverse,
Yeah.
posing as 13-year-olds, stuff like that, and going, I don't know how much trouble I can get into in here.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So an undercover reporter poses 13-year-old has been able to go into virtual strip clubs, see simulated sex. Youngsters can get naked and do unspeakable things or take part in erotic role play in the apps. They're able to watch pole dancing mixed freely with adults, which has led to grooming, racism, and rape threats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go meta.
The Children's Commissioner for England called on tech firms to get a moral compass and crack down on the virtual worlds. Rachel DeSouza said she was horrified by what she saw and was livid companies had not built the 3D world safely. The metaverse is a set of virtual spaces where you can game, work, communicate with other people. Facebook said you'll be able to hang out with friends, work, play, learn, shop, create more. It's not necessarily about spending more time online. It's about making the time you do spend online more meaningful. No, bullshit. It's about getting as much eyeballs online as you can. You want people living there full time.
Fully absorbed
Yeah.
into it. That's
You don't leave the house. You wear your fucking VR goggles. Don't give me this shit.
Yeah.
About, well, you can spend less time online.
right. Why should I go out to the real bar when I can do it here?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're just old.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
bet if we
are.
were 20, we'd fucking.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Just never seemed like a thing that I would be. I'm more of a real world kind of person.
Well, here's the thing. Like, so if you're wearing the goggles, like you're all up in your world, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, yeah, oh yeah, that's great.
Yep.
The sex thing, like, I don't want to be caught like this in my living room.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah. You have no
Because-
idea who's standing there watching you.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh yeah, take that, take that. I'm just pounding away. I'm smacking ass that's air.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Troy's standing there the whole time filming me, looking
Oh,
like
yeah.
a total
Absolutely.
asshole.
Yeah.
But if you're not banging in there, what's the point? I don't want to walk around in the jungle.
I'm going to go to the virtual
know?
mall.
Yeah, right? No. I don't want to play a virtual game inside a fucking game.
No. I'm going to look at virtual titties.
Titties. And get my, I mean, it should just be, in my opinion, it should be coming to life of, yeah. It should be the coming to life on a new level of Rockstar games.
Like Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, and you just go around raping, beating the shit out of people. You don't have to do it in real life.
Yeah.
But it can really feel like it. You can get here, just fucking blow me.
Yeah.
That kind of
that
thing.
would translate well into the real world, I'm sure. You go in there and get a taste for that stuff.
Hell
And
yeah.
then you take the goggles off. I'm sure it's just going to
What if it
stay
cures
in the
kitty
meta.
porn though?
I don't think it's going to cure it. I think it's going to make it fucking rampant. That's
But-
what I think
but-
it's going to do. Yeah,
but
kitty
it
butts
could.
too. Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you go and like, oh, you're going to,
Yeah, I
you
don't-
know,
it
a
just
minor
doesn't work
attracted
that
person
way.
island, and they go in there and they just bang away on.
Yeah. No, it just doesn't work that way. Oh.
Yeah. People have tried this, making sex dolls, like the real doll, like children.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's like, well, maybe they could take it out on this thing. And it's like, nice try, pal.
Yeah.
You're just setting them up for how to do it in the real
Yeah.
world.
Well, they set that up and then post them, and then when whoever orders it, they just show up with the cuffs. All right, creep. You lost in life.
It's not
Come
a
on.
bad one.
Come on. Why don't you have a seat right over there?
Investigation by the BBC found
Big black cock.
Big butt cock. Yep. Grooming, sexual material, racist insults, rape threats, prevalent in one app. So there were avatars having simulated sex with toys and condoms. Mark Zuckerberg believes the world is the future. The virtual world is the future, and launched Oculus Quest, now called MetaQuest. The tech was one of those used by the BBC journalist to explore the VR chat app. Meta's version is called Horizon. VR chat is not made by Meta, but can be downloaded from Facebook's MetaQuest headset app store without any age restrictions.
Oh, none at all, huh? Mm-hmm. So there's not even like a adult area and kid-friendly area. There's no No guidelines whatsoever in this thing at all?
I don't know.
I mean, even games
they're learning
have-
as they go. Remember, they recently had that thing where you can set up a barrier around you so no one can grab your ass or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean you can't go in there and watch shit or whatever.
Right.
And I'm sure you can take the barrier off. You can put it on, but you can take it off.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's why I'm staying the fuck out of that metaverse.
Roblox, which is rated as suitable for children as young as 7, hit the headlines last week for allowing virtual sex parties with bondage and acts and strippers.
Okay.
It also offered a vile experience called Camp Concentration, including a room in which players could click execute to release deadly gas from shower heads.
Okay.
The virtual concentration camp also included a blazing funeral pyre of dead avatars, the on-screen characters that represent those playing the game. German flags and German cross flew outside Lego-style watchtowers alongside rows of avatars dressed in Nazi uniforms, statues of soldiers with guns, prisoners, and a crematorium oven.
Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? And how
Whatever-
does that get into production?
It's like Minecraft, where you get to build whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're creating your own world. Well, there's assholes in the world.
Yeah.
And some of them are really smart. And so they built a concentration camp with train tracks leading to the fucking fire pits. And they dress the avatars up in Nazi regalia.
Oh my god.
The avatar.
This is going to end really well. I can
yeah,
tell.
right.
Really, really well.
We didn't even get the grace period where it's like, oh, I just walked along fields of fucking
It just went
blossoming
straight
flowers.
to fucking
straight to hell.
monsters.
Straight to hell. Rape, sexual fantasies. Like,
You
if
couldn't wait for this to open up.
What happened with the internet? The internet was born and a week old before someone went, we could probably put porn on here. And then it blew up. It took over the world. Porn. When are we going to learn as human beings? You can make a better mousetrap. Someone else is going to fuck it.
Yep, absolutely right.
Like it's like, oh, look at this new technology. Oh, I never thought of that. How am I going to get my porn through that thing? So the virtual world, it took 2 minutes for rapings and
That's what it was built
sex
for in
parties.
the first place.
Hell yeah.
It was never meant to be walking through the meadows.
An avatar created by the Mail on Sunday, reporter for the Mail on Sunday who investigated the game was able to access cell blocks and lock itself into an experience, the plight of prisoners in the Second World War camps. Outside the camp's walls was a selection of railway that appeared to represent the death trains used to transport millions of Jews who died in the Holocaust. Tanya Carter of Safe Schools Alliance, its campaign group, said, we are horrified to hear of Nazi rooms featuring dead bodies and gas chambers.
Jesus.
Roblox is an online platform that lets users design and build computer games, which others can then play. It was designed and intended to be educational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And they're worth billions now as a company, so it worked out great for them.
For them.
But like, oh, this will be so Johnny can build anything he wants in this creative world to help him learn and code, and then others can play in this world too. It's perfect. Yeah, until he builds fucking Nazi concentration camps in his world, or he builds sex dungeons in his world.
Yeah. How long does it take to get people start getting like in trouble for that, sued for that, or charged or something?
It doesn't really.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, how long does it take? Because it's
Free
not going to be
speech.
long. Well, then you should be able to do it here.
Yeah. Well, there are lots of people that have collections of Nazi regalia.
True.
I mean, Lemmy from Motorhead had an extensive collection of Nazi, one of the biggest in the world. Huge collection of Nazi shit. The collector in me would be like, that'd be pretty cool to have something like that. You know, just old.
Yeah.
Old piece of something,
Well,
you know?
that memorabilia is one thing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
creating an environment like that is a little different, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Build like what, Nazi land? Have like an amusement park.
Yeah.
And just roller coasters that go up and go into the like and then don't come out.
They just go up and then in the gas chamber.
two lines.
Yeah.
The Germans and the Jews.
Oh my God, dude. You could, yeah. You could
Freedom
have,
of speech, right?
Sure.
Creative
Virtual
control.
world. Hey, I'm just coding. I'm just coding.
Just ones and zeros, baby.
As long
Just
as I
ones
put-
and zeros.
This is just a game and for entertainment purposes only. Please not try this at home.
There you go.
And then you know.
It's a catch-all.
All right. We're about good here. Let's see. We got an email catching up still on episodes. I'm assuming a lot of people are doing that. Britney Spears. She is a goat and an icon.
Oh, I mean, I assume by GOAT we're talking eyes, not like greatest of all time, right?
Some people are saying she is a goat icon.
Okay.
So as he's
a
picking
play
up
on words.
Do you think she's really got goat eyes?
Oh, yeah. I've always said alien, but yeah, GOAT for sure.
Yeah.
It's just too far apart, man.
Yeah, worse than Jerry Jones or
Yeah.
Shepard Smith. It can't be worse than Shepard Smith.
You know, those guys never had a chance of being attractive, so it kind of
Yeah.
negates them right off the bat.
Shepard Smith. I can't suck two dicks at once, but I can see them both coming from either sides of the room.
Oh, yeah.
All
The
right.
GOAT icon.
Goat icon. Thank you.
I like it. I see what you
Walters
did
at
there.
DetroitCast.com. Keep 'em coming. We enjoy them. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We'll be back tomorrow. We've got one more show this week,
Okay.
so we'll do it. We'll do it tomorrow. Hopefully, you'll join us then.